Oh, hello.
G'day,
G'day,
g'day.
g'day.
We're back.
We're back. We were gonna do some videos in person the other day, and then someone got a little bit sick. Uh,
You're welcome.
and we're here to talk about the new book.
We're reviewing the
Oh,
book.
holy shit, the new
Did
book.
G-Dub give us access to the book? No. Are we leeching off
No,
other people? Yes. Are they
yes,
leaked things? No.
no,
These
they
are
are all now
all
confirmed.
these are all confirmed.
Yes, we didn't want to touch on the leaks, and then
No.
like last night, a couple of videos dropped, and we were like, "Oh, okay, we can."
Ooh, let's be fucking seagulls. So here we
Yeah.
are. Getting our grubby
We want to talk
hands and
about it.
everything. Are we
Yeah.
endorsed by G-Dub? Absolutely not. Should
No.
we? Yes.
If they want to send us like fucking $400 worth of fucking new shit, like if they, oh man, like a couple of videos is like, oh hey, here's the all of the new models, and here's the book, and like,
Oh,
oh, that's
mate.
like 700 Australian dollars at least.
G-Dub, please.
Oh my god.
I want free stuff.
And holy shit,
It's
what a book.
just as good as we thought it was going to be. There's
It's
literally
insane.
only one thing that disappoints me, but we will
Oh,
touch on that. Or maybe two, but we'll
there's a
touch on them a
couple
little
of
bit later.
things. There's highs and lows in this book. There's
Yes.
some really cool shit, and then there's some like, oh
And
no,
it's
is
just
this
like,
overpowered? And oh, this is garbage.
yeah,
Like,
it's an interesting one. Really fucking excited about it.
same with any release really, but this
Oh
is
yeah.
like the biggest release we've had in so
What,
fucking long.
since War in Rohan was the
Yeah,
last
Warren
big one?
Rohan, I reckon. Yeah. And holy shit, yeah, it's nice because I wasn't really like properly following MESBG at the time where Rohan came out. It's nice to kind of be in the hype. I'm
Yeah,
really enjoying it.
it's a good feeling, eh?
Oh
Very good
yeah.
feeling.
All the speculation around it beforehand, and now all the new shit coming out. Everyone's like, "Yay, no, oh,
It's great. It is phenomenal.
amazing,
But I think
fantastic."
we're going to touch on the new profiles
Yeah.
from the
And then
book.
we'll have another video touching on the legendary legions. Okay, we're gonna start with Grunbeon.
Grunbeon. Starting with the Beorning faction.
Not a faction. It
Faction
literally
slash not a faction.
their
Their
army,
army bonus is fuck you, you're a legendary legion.
yeah, you don't have an
Bye.
army bonus.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I
Which
hate
fair
that.
enough, because their legendary legion is fucking wild. But we'll touch
Their
on that.
legendary legion is very good, but I feel like they could have added a little bit extra and actually made a Veils of the Anduin faction.
Just a swing.
Just a smidge more. Like
Yeah.
it just make the Beornings into minor heroes and add like Veils of the Anduin lads.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting a bit ahead of
Grunbeon.
ourselves. Grunbeon,
Grunbeon.
holy crap. What a cool little profile. Very, very similar to his father.
Who's Papa Beorn.
Couple of odd differences, but
Yep.
definitely very, very cool. So he's fight 5 in his man form. Strength 5, D5, 3 attacks, 3 wounds, courage 6, 3 might, 3 will, 3 fate, all
Threes
that
in
good
all
shit.
the right places.
All that good shit. He's got strike, defense, strength. Man,
He comes with a hand and a half axe and a great bow.
A great bow.
So happy the great bows are getting some more love. They're phenomenal.
It's really, really cool. I love, like, especially for a good army, great bows are like such a like nice counter to crossbows because like you can move half and still shoot. And like for a good army, that's really, really, really nice. Like if these guys had just been given crossbows, nah, would have been really bad. Yeah, Grunbeon he's got Burly, he's got Fearless, he's got Resistant to Magic, he's got Woodland Creature. He's got the leader of the Beornings. He can only benefit Bear and Beorn models with his Standfast and Heroic actions. But the big thing is his skin change.
Yeah. Exactly the same as his Papa on a 4+.
Yeah. At the start of his move. Yeah. And like, oh man. The bear form.
Wild.
Wild.
Absolutely dumb. It's phenomenal.
Incredible. So slightly different from his papa. He's only fight 7 as opposed to fight 8.
Yes.
However, he doesn't have the Berserk special rule, which his dad does. So his dad's Berserk special rule means he has to charge, but Grunbeon does not. When he's a bear, sorry, yeah.
Which I'm very, very happy that if you are bringing the two, which doesn't make sense law-wise, but that's another issue.
Well, it's
Dawn
just,
is
it's
dead.
earlier. It's earlier. It's before the War in the Ring.
I do like that you've got one bear that will have to charge, but one bear that can not have to charge, which is
be a bit more
really
tactical. Yeah.
Tactical bear.
Tactical bear.
Enjoying my
tactical nuke inbound.
It's not a pocket dwarf, it's a tactical bear.
Yeah. But yeah, move 8, fight 7, strength 8, D8, 3 attacks, 3 wounds,
courage
6, same might, will, and fate as he would have had as a man form. However, whenever he changes, whatever. And he's still got all the same special rules except he adds terror. And then he's got the crushing strength.
Yeah, that's the big one. That is the bear hug. That's a rule that from Bjorn that just I love and hate it so much.
Because it's just really
you're going to die.
Yeah.
No one's surviving that shit.
Yeah. Like it brutal, like you just go into, their big hero with this boy, you strike up if you have to, you win the fight, and then you just bam, 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 and then they die.
I've watched one of my heroes take 10 wounds because of crushing strength. Yeah, admittedly, we could have ended it after 3 wounds because Ugluk would have died. But I was like, let's see what happens.
Way more fun.
He can ally in with a few factions, yes. Mr. Grunbeon. Well,
he can ally in with Thranduil's Halls as a green alliance.
Yeah.
And then his yellow alliances, it's the standards like
basically
Dead of Dunharrow, Minas Tirith, Dale, Erebor, Shire, which is really interesting, Fangorn, which is really interesting.
Yeah, the Shire one is the one I'm excited for.
I'm really excited about the Fangorn one because you could get some 20-point troops into Fangorn, which very, very nice. It means you can round out Fangorn a little bit nicer with adding him in.
Yeah,
you do lose Fangorn's army bonus, which is good, very, very good, but
I feel like it is losable though, especially if you're adding Grunbeon and a couple of Beornings.
And then their troop,
the little baby boys,
the Beornings themselves,
Ooh. 20 points. Fun. Fight 5, strength 4, D4, meh, but that's fine. 2 attacks, 2 wounds, courage 5. Half trolls.
Yeah, they're elf half trolls.
Elf half trolls.
I do really like this profile. They're 20 points, so they're on the expensive side, but they are burly with a hand and a half axe, or you trade that axe for the great bow, and they hit on a 4+. Very, very nice. I think the absolute biggest weakness, obviously, is the D4. It does mean they're really susceptible to shooting, and strength 4 armies if they lose the fight. It's a bit rough for a 20-point model, but D4 is still in a nice area where like a lot of the strength 3 armies, a lot of the strength 3 bows, all that kind of stuff are still 5s, which is like, D4, D5.
Yeah. If they were being wounded on the 3, that's when it's a big issue.
Yeah.
But the fact that most of the time they're going to be wounded on a 5 against strength 3, strength 2 bows, and then obviously just strength 3 in combat, I think that's fine. It's not ideal.
It's not ideal, especially given how much they cost. But with 2 wounds as well, like you kind of then hope that, okay, they just get 1/5. Like that's 1 wound off. It's annoying. Much like a spider, really, at that point. Like, spiders are 20 points as well. They've got 2 attacks, 2 wounds kind of thing. So like
once these fuckers get into combat, oh baby.
Oh, very, 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 very nice. They have the special rule of followers of the bear. So that within 6 inches of a friendly bear model, they get a banner reroll. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
especially with 2-attack model with banner rerolls and essentially 3 attacks if the bears are around. And man, if the bears are around as well as these boys,
you're fucked.
Yeah,
You're fucked.
It's a very, very nice little army. I think it's
the big thing for me here is the 20 points feels expensive.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more justified with that 6-inch banner around the bears.
Yeah.
If they didn't have a banner effect, no. GG.
Nah, exactly. If this whole army just never had a banner, like, ooh,
Yeah.
it's a bit.
So
Yeah,
I'm really glad they gave him that banner. So
honestly, it's massive.
My only disappointment with these guys is I feel like they should have been similar to your Dunedain, Might, Will, and Fate.
Yeah, either that or they should have had a similar special rule to like Army of the Dead or Dark Denizens, where they can form their own warbands.
Yeah.
Then like you could just take Grunbeon, and then depending on what your point summit is, you can get a lot more Beornings, whereas like kind of then cap out at 15 Beornings with Grunbeon, which is 250, 450.
Yeah. Well, Grunbeon in 15 is 500 points on the dot.
I think the biggest issue they've got is that their heroes are so expensive, and then they're expensive on top of it. So it's like, I mean, money-wise and points-wise.
200 points for your heroes.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to invest.
Like 800 points is Beorn, Grunbeon, and 20 models.
Yeah.
That's
22 models at 800 points. It's like,
that's a big
investment.
Would I ever do that? Probably not.
No, I think the sweet spot is actually probably lower points for these guys, because especially like 400 points, you just have the 2 bears.
500 points.
500 points, 1 bear and 15 Beornings. Yeah.
That's so
They've got
good.
some really good sweet spots. I think higher points, unless it's like really high, where you can go 15 in each warband and then the 2 bears.
Because what's the where's my calculator?
That'd be 1,000, I think.
So 500 points. Divide that by 20. That's 25 models on average at 500 points. You've got 16 models. It's not bad.
And they're really solid models.
They're real solid. And Grunbeon alone will bring those 10 models back.
Yeah, he can do with 10 models pretty easy, especially with the Legendary Legion, which we will get into.
We will.
But we've got a big disappointment coming up. This is my biggest disappointment.
We were all so hyped for this fella. We all wanted him so desperately.
Yeah.
And we
comes
got
out
him. And boy.
Look, the thing is, I think there is a very, very easy fix for this model. And it's so it's Orphan. I was very hyped for this model. It's Haldir and Rummel's other brother. Honestly, his stat line, very solid, very, very solid. Fight 6, strength 4, D6, 3 attacks. 3 attacks is huge.
That's
because
big.
like the only other model in Lothlorien with 3 attacks is Celeborn.
Yeah.
But 2 wounds, courage 6, 3, 1, 1. Which is the same stat line basically as the boys. He just gets the extra attack. It's very nice. But then you get to his heroic actions, and he's only got heroic strength. Bruh.
Needs strike.
What the fuck? Why the fuck does this dude not have strike? Are you kidding me?
Rummel doesn't have strike, correct?
No, Rummel doesn't have strike, but he's got swift parry, which is arguably better, and in some cases definitely better.
Does Haldir have strike?
Haldir does have strike as well. But again, he's only got 2 attacks and he's D6, but he's got a really good bow. Like, it could have really given them. So like, we've got the defensive model in Rummel. We've got the kind of more general jack of all trades. The
shooty / mid, yeah.
Yeah, and then Orphan, big combat.
The offensive, yeah.
Instead, he kind of ends up like a bit more like a troop killer, which he absolutely can do with 3 attacks, and his special rule is very interesting. But
Yeah, he has a very interesting special rule in Whirl of Blades.
yes. Oh
He
man.
still needs that. He still should have had strike, but anywho,
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Orphan
It doesn't.
Gold.
It doesn't change. Like it's not like
No,
Swift Parry where like he
no,
can do it without strike kind of thing.
no, exactly.
Um.
But yeah, if he rolls a natural 6 in the dual roll, that dice ends up being 2 wounds if it
Yeah.
successfully wounds.
Two strikes.
Or 2 strikes. Sorry,
It doubles. It
but it
doubles
then
the
doesn't
strikes of
double up
that
when
dice.
trapping.
Yeah.
So
So basically, like it's a pseudo trap, I guess. At that
Yeah.
point, like you rolled a 6, you get double strikes on that one
on
attack.
that one dice. Yeah.
So
So for
and
the
so,
for
yeah,
the
like,
day that you roll 666s, baby, let's go.
a 666 is on an untrapped model. That is huge. Like,
Yeah.
it's a very, very interesting special rule. I really like it, but I don't think it brings him back.
No, it
in
doesn't
terms of
bring
what he does.
It does not bring much.
The other thing, I think like there's two things that it could have absolutely like kept him as a top tier, like up there with Haldir and Rommel kind of thing. And I think it's strike or it's a horse. It just he's a big disappointment. I still think he's
got a
runnable.
place. I
Yeah,
think he's definitely got a place.
Yeah.
Would I run him over Rumil? No. Would I run him over Haldir? Maybe.
Possibly. I still think Rumel is the top tier of the brothers. That's Harry. Oh, it's so nice. And he's D7. Whereas, yeah, like Haldir and Orphan, I still think Haldir is probably more useful if you've only got Rumel and Haldir and like Galadriel or something, because you still want that strike. Running all 3 brothers would be really good.
That's going to be a
but if you're running
theme,
if you're running Celeborn, you're running Rumel and then probably Haldir or like a captain or something. A little disappointing, but still a solid enough hero.
Still fun.
I think.
Still fun.
Yeah. Still think it can be fun.
Obviously happy that they did bring in Orphan, because he was just a missing piece of the puzzle in terms of we've got the 2 brothers, one not the third.
Love
New Rumor model.
Yes.
Do I like it more than the old one? I don't know. I'm going to have to see what it looks like properly.
Yeah, it's not been released yet, but there's pictures of it in the book that you can see. And it's, a little odd. It's a little odd. His hand being out in front of his sword, in front of his shield, is a bit. Don't like that, but would I have preferred them to re-release the old model? Yes.
Yes.
Am I happy that Rummel's at least got a model? Yes.
Yes.
Another little addition to Eastlings is the Runish War Drake.
Yeah, this is an exciting one.
Surprised everyone.
I'm really excited about this one. I want to run an army of just these fuckers.
Honestly, it'd be very fun. Crossover from Battle Companies. They had a very similar. There is a War Drake in Battle Companies, a little bit different. I think from memory, the stat line's a little bit different, but very, very, very cool. In terms of its special rules, and it kind of does still fill a niche in Eastlings. It's a Fight 4 model, which they don't really have a huge amount of unless you pay for Black Dragons.
4 as well.
And Strength 4. Strength 4 is the big thing. They don't have any kind of Strength 4 except for heroes.
Yeah. 2 attacks, which is
2 attacks, 2 wounds. 20 points. But yeah, Strength 4, D5, Fight 4. Solid boy, causes terror, and has venom.
Yeah.
And his special rule is fucked as well. But venom, re-rolling all failed wounds on a strength 4 model with 2 attacks. Ooh, that's very tasty.
Hot diggity dog. But then the slow acting venom special rule.
Oh,
this is kind of huge.
Nice. Very, very nice.
If you do a wound to a model that is whatever. You do a wound to that model and they don't die.
Yeah.
They lose their attacks. They lose their fight value, or reduce
it by 1.
But still, that is
for the remainder of the game. If you come in and go, "Oh, Aragon, I've done a wound to you. You didn't, and you didn't die. Oh, okay. So you now fight 5 with 2 attacks.
Yeah,
like huge. Huge, amazing. Very, very, very interesting. Especially like. You just grab one of these boys and you carry him, like you have him run around with one of your leaders, one of your heroes, especially in the Legendary Legion.
Oh yeah.
They go in. You wound a hero, even if you don't kill him, they're suddenly weaker for the next time you go in. And it's just this like, death by 1,000 cuts. Like that hero will die and will be weaker and weaker each time you go in, as long as it doesn't die. Like,
sadly, that model can only be affected once per game, even if done in by a second one. But still,
that's true. Yeah,
dropping heroes like Aragon or any Fight 5 hero, dropping them down to Fight 4.
Yeah, wow. Holy shit. Suddenly your troops are able to just go, oh, cool, we're tying fight with you.
Yeah.
And like, even like a Fight 7 model, you're suddenly making them on par with an Amdur or your Rutabi or your Emperor. And then suddenly, yeah, cool. All right, I don't have to strike against you. And with Amdur, especially, if you strike against me, I just get a free one. Holy shit. It just really, like, especially Amdur, that really helps him quite a lot. Because I think the problem he runs into quite often is that he'll come up against a Fight 6 or a Fight 7, and he'll have to strike if you really want to secure it. Though he does have the Overmade Blade, so like a Fight 6 is still, But yeah, it's very, very nice to be able to go, okay, now you're one attack and one fight worse. The one attack is massive as well. Like, a lot of heroes, 2, 3 attacks.
You run into
going down
Rumil?
to 2 or 1?
You drop Rumil down to one attack?
Oh. Yeah.
I think that these guys, I don't play Eastlings. Riley's our big Eastling boy at Noobs.
Yes, which we'll be getting him in soon to do that Eastling tier list now that all these 100%, boys are out.
100%.
Oh,
but
very exciting.
Oh, sorry. But I personally feel like these guys 100% have a place in this army.
I think they're great hero killers. Yeah, I think too. Depending on like what heroes you take, I think if you're taking the Emperor, maybe they're a bit expensive because you're already paying quite a lot for him. But if you're taking like just Rutabi and Brogir or like Rutabi and Amdur or something like that, a couple of these boys, it really, really,
I got to spare
like
20 points. Fucking Runish Drake. Boop.
Yeah, it really helps them out. They're only move 6, so like you're moving them with the army. Though that being said, depending on what base they're on, if they're able to be pike supported,
if they're on 25 mil bases, which I feel like they have to be,
they could be.
I just don't know what size they're gonna. That's the thing. It's like we've got.
Is it going to be the first? Is it going to be the first 32 mil base in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, we've got the profile for them, but we've got literally nothing else. So it's like we can't use this model.
No, yeah, you can't use the model yet because you just don't know what they look like or what they're going to be like. You could potentially, like, if you just put it during casual games, chucking the baby Drake from the Cave Drake kit onto like a 25 mil base, I'd be interested to see that.
Oh, 100%.
But if they're on a 25 mil base and they're able to be pike supported, that is absolutely fucking massive.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Suddenly you don't need a front line of sword and shield. You just need a front line of these fuckers.
Front line of Runish Drakes. Oh, my God.
It's like Romans sending pigs on fire into battle.
Yeah, war dogs or something, like, fuck me. Move over Farmer Maggot's dogs. We've got Runish war drakes.
Who, in a hallucinogenic state, went and spent nearly $300 on models last night. This guy, did he also buy 2 Wind Lancers because he hates Wind Lancers? Yes.
Yeah. Woo! I love, like, literally, like, the day before we were talking about how, like, weirdly costed the Wind Lancers and you were getting so mad about it, and then you're like, I'm going to buy 2 of them. But I did it
at about 3 a.m. this morning, and then I woke up and I saw my emails and I went, oh, that's something that's
a profile we didn't actually look at, the Windlands, which is actually a new one as well. Too much points.
75 points. It comes with a veteran and it comes with a crew member.
Yeah,
and that's it. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same.
It's got the accurate thing. It's got the Dwarven construction.
Yeah, superior construction. It's got accuracy, so it scatters 3, not 6. Strength 10. It's
hits on a 3+,
strength 10
or gets the army bonus. Yeah.
That's the yeah. So it hits on a 3+ because the army bonus and legendary legion bonus, but
Yeah.
does it have a place in the army? I don't know.
Not really.
I feel like
I don't know.
if I'm going to take it, I'm going to be taking 2 of them.
I'd love it if it had Pierce. If it had Pierce, it would definitely be. Yeah, like that would just fix it basically. Like the problem is you compare a Wind Lance to Isengard Ballista, which is what we were doing, and it's like 65 points for an Isengard Ballista. It has the same scatter thing
Accuracy.
But it also has Pierce. It's only strength 9 as opposed to strength 10.
But
and also has 3 crew. It's a large one though, so like it needs the 3 crew to like move it and all that and shoot it, all that kind of stuff. So like, look, I don't know.
We'll see what happens with it.
I'm curious to see how it goes on the board, but I still think it's
a big. I think the big reason I ended up buying 2 was my 600-point Dale list is 40 something models. I've got 12, 13, 14, 15 bows. Potentially 17 shots with Gearian's extra stuff. So if I've got 40 something models, all those shots, and then 2 Wind Lances at 750 points,
it could actually be very deadly. Ooh. Like especially like a strength 10 hit, like you slap a hero with it and like, oh, they're dead. Mentions of other heroes. So we'll start with Dwarf Boys. You've got King Dane, Ironfoot, King of the Mountain. He's very solid now because he now finally actually benefits
the Dubakar special rule.
So Dubakar now affects all Erebor models, which actually is better than the Erebor Reclaimed Thorin's one because your entire army counts as Erebor now. So suddenly you've got a 6-inch banner of Dane that affects your warriors, your goats, your heroes. It's very, 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 very nice. For 130 points with a battlefield wide standfast, two-handed, a hand and a half master forged axe as well. He suddenly now actually got a place in that army. I think at 130 points before all the updates and all that kind of stuff, when it's just experimental, you weren't seeing him because it's just like
I could bring in
Erebor Reclaimed,
Erebor Reclaimed Dwalin.
Now it's Erebor models, Dubakar, 130 points is actually like a solid addition for sure.
Real important. So really, really good.
And Thorin 3, he's dropped points from his experimental rules.
120 to 110?
Yep. And he's solid. I think the 110 is now like okay, you add him more then. I was adding him instead of Dane before the Dane at the banner. Now it's kind of then a toss-up between him and Dwalin. I still think Dwalin's the take, but I do like his special rule with the 5-up. Roll a 5-up free might, which is nice. He's got shield, so he can shielding special rule. He's still solid, but in that army specifically, I think Dwalin is still the take. But in the Legendary Legion, which we'll get into, I think he is actually probably the take over the King.
Over the King.
As well. You take him and Brand, but we'll get into that later. Solid boys. I like them, but I still think they're probably one of the worst profiles to come out before the books came out. Before Orphan, anyway. Dane
were not impressive.
Dane is now way better. But Thorin is still a little bit. Yeah, look, he's okay.
Brand and Bard.
Yeah,
solid. Do I think they're a little bit expensive? Yeah, without a doubt.
A smidge. I think if they
110 for Brand, 100 for Bard, I think they're a little overcosted.
I think if they also got the 10-point reduction, that would have actually probably been really good. Because like if you look at now, Brand and Thorin are now the same points. The only thing that Brand really has over Thorin is that he's got that 6-inch move instead of a 5-inch move, and it's like and a good stand fast, that kind of stuff. So it's like I think Thorin, but like Brand still solid. He's
without doubt, the 2 of them are still absolute world beaters.
Yeah. Fight 5, strength 4, D7, 3 attacks, all that kind of good shit.
Yeah.
He's only got 1 fate, but he's got his weird trap special rule, which
Is a bit of fun.
is interesting.
It
works interestingly. It works interestingly with the army, the legendary legion now though, because like you get him trapped, he gets Lord of the West. Basically, he rolls a d6 in the re-rolls a d6 in the dual roll and in to wound. It's weird that you kind of want him to get trapped. Well, you don't want him, but like if he does, he's got a better chance of surviving, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like having some big 3 attack combat heroes rather than the fight heroes, which is I do genuinely like. I like the 2 different styles of Dale now. Like you can have shoot Dale and fight Dale.
I've run the King and the Prince a few times, but every time I use them, I immediately go, I wish I had Girion. That's always
Girion was your first love, to be fair. So
Girion was, but Girion's so good. He's
very solid.
He's costed perfectly.
Then Bard, also very similar profile to his dad. Only 2 wounds though, but he's got 2 fate, so he's a little bit slightly more survivable, maybe-ish.
Maybe.
Trade-off.
D7, fight 5, strike, 3 might.
He's got the Wall of Blades special rule, so if he gets charged, he gets +1s to wound. Which kind of then yeah, honestly, like I do like that Wall of Blades special rule, especially for Dale. Like it's very, very nice. It's something like kind of helps Bard as well, because you really don't like your opponent suddenly doesn't want to charge him too much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, I don't want to give him +1s to wound on straight 4. So yeah, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. But yeah, maybe slightly overcosted. I think if they were 190 instead of 110 and 100.
That's what I would have been looking for.
It's keeping with Dale though. The Knights, very, very nice. Knights are the best edition, I think.
D6 and Dale is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. They all have also Wall of Blades.
Yeah, Wall of Blades, fight 4,
courage
4, courage 4. Yeah, very, very, very solid. 11 points for a really solid lot. And like it synergizes well with Dale, especially shooting Dale, because like your opponent wants to get into combat, but if you've got a front line of Knights, your opponent's like, oh, I don't really want to charge a front line of Knights, but if they don't charge a front line of Knights,
they're going to get shot.
Yeah,
and I have played that game with many of my opponents, and it is a fun one to watch them in that first initial charging, turn where the big charge is going to happen. Watching them go, do I do it?
You absolutely do. You've got to.
How do I charge? How do I make this beneficial for me? And then you just sit there, and you're like,
okay,
cool.
Yeah.
You do you.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Go on, decide.
What are you going to do?
It's very nice. But yeah, we also had moving on to Mordor. We have those 2 new orc heroes. They're really, really cool.
Yeah, they're fun.
Razgush is very interesting. Fight 5, strength 4, D7, all the 3s.
Anti-Elven Blade.
He's anti-elf in all fucking regards. He's got literally everything but ancient enemies. Like his mace is an anti-elven blade. He's also got elf bane and he's got hatred elf. So he is doing D3 wounds to elf models and also +1s to wound. He also gives lads in his army, or orc warriors, orc captains in his army. Oh, and Wang, sorry, hatred elf.
Yep.
And he makes it so Mordor can have giant spiders, Mirkwood spiders,
bat swarms,
fell wargs.
The fell wargs is the big one.
I think it's the bat swarms.
Oh, the bat swarms is obviously very, very nice. I do love the bat swarm, but
fucked.
Being able to fucking charge and not have to see your opponent with strength 4.
Fell wargs are nice, yeah.
I wish I had them in Angmar.
Fuck off. But yeah, no, he's got strike and strength, really, really solid hero. And his legendary legion is really solid.
Yeah.
Which we will get into.
The evil legendary legions are fucked.
Oh my god, all of the evil legendary legions are so good. Murzga, the shaman version hero that they got, he's
He's cool.
70 points. He's solid. 2 might, sorry. 4 will. He's got Drain Courage, Wither, and Transfix. Drain Courage on a 2, Wither on a 3, Transfix on a 4. He can get will points back if he slays a model in combat, which he could do with Fight 4, Strength 4 for sure.
Is he 1 or 2 attacks?
2 attacks as well. Yeah,
he could very well do that.
So you kind of just throw him into some troops if you run out of will, and then suddenly next turn, bam, 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 let's go.
Bam, I got magic again.
Bunch more magic. Really, really interesting. I love any kind of regaining will through like alternate means kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting ability to chuck on these kind of shamans. So like Kardush has a similar thing where he kills a model.
He's got one.
Borgir has it with a 6, rolls a 6 and doesn't spend it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
I'm a big fan. That was always something that annoyed me with Magic, was especially those casters that have only got 3 will. Where it's like, cool.
Yeah.
I need to be very, very selective. Whereas with this is like, you still got to be selective, but you do have that opportunity to regain.
He's also his thing is a spear as well. Like his staff is a spear as well. So if you want to also not risk him as much, you can chuck him in behind, grab a cheeky wound, and then chuck him back a bit. Very, very, very nice. His legendary legion. Oh man, I'm gonna get into it.
Worst
gushing. I'm gushing over that. But yes, real quick as well. We've got Rutabi and Borgir in Eastlings. They're fucked. Rutabi. They're so good.
He's so undercosted.
Rutabi is ridiculously undercosted. She's 110 points, and she gets Master of Battle on 3+ with Fight 6, D7, 3 might, 2 fate, 2 will, 3 attacks, 3 wounds. She's got her trap special rule. If she traps, she re-rolls any failed wounds. Huge. It's absolutely massive. She is like probably, I reckon, well, in terms of having a leader other than the Emperor now in Easterlings, she's the best, absolutely, hands down.
She's the tank.
Amda's good, but she's much better. She's much better.
Fucked.
Yeah, very, very, very good. And Borgir is also ridiculous as well. Good. 2 might, 5 will, 2 fate. And he's got the natural 6. He doesn't spend that will point.
Yeah.
And then his spells are fucked as well. So he's got Blade, Wrath, and Fury like the War Priest, but then he's got Enchanted Blades and Tremor. Tremor on that boy is nuts. I've versed Riley's Borgir a couple of times and seen it played a couple of times, and just watching that Tremor go down a line and just fuck up a bunch of like D5 models or D6 even, because it's strength 6 hits. Yeah,
it's disgusting.
Yeah. He's very, very good.
Tremor with 5 will. And what's
with 5 will and potentially he casts it on 5. It's not like, it's still hard to get.
You're probably going to roll 2 dice for it.
At least. And then, you roll a 6, you don't spend it anyway.
Yeah. Just roll double 6.
Very, very good. I really like Borgir. But yeah, they're very solid. They're like great Easterlings. And finally we had the Acolytes.
Yeah.
2 attacks. They're really good. I love Fight 4, Strength 3,
D4. Which was, everyone was very disappointed about that, which is fair enough.
But with the addition of the Drakes, maybe that's why they were only Strength 4 and 3. I actually really like their special rule. The jump, leap, and climb tests with a +2 bonus.
With agility.
It basically means, they're flipping up and down terrain, left, right, and center. I love how Riley uses these boys, because they just come around the side, flip up and down terrain, and just fucking go all over the place. It's so nice.
He parks his shield wall in between terrain and says, "Come towards me." Then you come towards him, and then suddenly you've got fucking 10 of these fucking acolytes, or however many he's got, just jumping around the sides.
Yeah.
Hitting on your
throwing weapons. Throwing weapons, 2 attacks. Yeah, they're suddenly coming around the side. I really like it. You
want your spearmen to die?
Well, these boys are coming in. And I the other thing as well, like not making in the way tests for barriers and doorways and that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
which is something I actually really like to do, is defend barriers and doorways. And these motherfuckers come in and they pass all the in the way text automatically, and then they suddenly 2 attacks. Like, oh, okay, oh, okay.
Sick, right, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nasty. They're real nasty.
I really like them. For 11 points, they're a really solid addition to Westlings as well.
Big fan.
Definitely
big fan.
taking like, 10 or 11. Well, not 10, sorry. 8 or 10 kind of thing.
Yeah, I think 8 is a good number for them.
8's a solid number. They're very, very cool. So moving on to the big boy.
D-Boy. Another undercosted model.
A hugely undercosted model for the Eastlings. We're sensing a theme here. Eastlings getting undercosted models. Do you remember when?
Oh no, because you weren't around for War and Rohan's release, were you? No. For the longest amount of time, G-Dub had an absolute fucking boner for anything to do with Rohan.
Yeah, and now it's suddenly
Gondor at War in Rohan were basically 2 Rohan supplements.
Yeah, big time.
This is now the Eastling supplement, which is fine. I like it.
Oh, Eastlings needed it, to be fair. They did. They were a solid army. Now they are suddenly they're moving up the tiers big time.
Gonna be seeing these bad boys at some tournaments now.
I mean, if anyone wants to spend that $100,000 or whatever, especially on those Black Dragon models. Oh, anyway, fucking hell. So, old mate, 170 points for fight 6, strength 4, D7, 3 attacks, 3 wounds. Also, motherfucker has 3 fate.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Oh my god. 3 fate, 3 will, 3 might.
I remember when you and me were like,
6,
3 might, 2 will, 1 fate.
I was certain of that. I was certain of like 1 fate, or maybe 2 at most, but 3, holy shit.
Huge.
And yeah, so massive. He's got the Glaive, which is a elven made spear, which may use feint. Shielding. So it's basically an elven made spear shield kind of thing.
Yeah.
Spear shield sword kind of thing. Really fucked. And nice. And then the helm of the Dragon Emperor. I was
the one that pisses me off.
Yeah, I was talking to Sean. He was like, "Oh wow, the Dragon Emperor is really undercosted." And I was like, "Yeah, he's got all this thing." And then I mentioned resistant to magic, and Sean was like, "No, he doesn't. No, he fucking doesn't." And the fucking helm of the Dragon Emperor gives him resistant to magic.
Is that
with 3 will?
That was the fucking thing, right? Everyone was like, he'll be fine because
you can do magic.
He gets fucked by shooting, gets fucked by magic,
and he'd get fucked by brutal power attacks. Because everyone also thought, brutal power attacks, anything that knocks him prone, all that kind of shit. And they're like, no. That doesn't work either. Oh my god.
It's literally just shooting.
It's only shooting. Dude has resolve as well. So if he really thinks you're going to cast a lot of magic on him, you're just like, well, I'll just do rock resolve.
I'll just hang out. Yeah,
I'll just hang out here. Strike, strength, defense. Oh my god, he's got defense. Fuck me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got a battlefield-wide stand fast. He's got the phalanx special rule, so 3 lads can back up when he needs to back up.
Also, that stand fast affects heroes.
Yeah, battlefield-wide hero stand fast, much like Dane's. Yeah. Absolutely massive boy. Just on his own. If he was on the board at 120, 30 points or something, that's already a huge boy. But his palanquin...
Why does that thing only cost 50 points for what it gives?
It is huge. Oh my god.
Fuck.
So it has 6 wounds. It's only D6, which is kind of the big thing. It's move 6. Technically only fight 4, strength 3, but it's the Dragon Emperor is going to use his stats kind of thing.
Yeah.
It is brutal. So unlike normal cavalry models, it doesn't get the cavalry keyword. Instead, it counts as an infantry, which also means hobbit traps could work on it.
I'd say so, yeah.
But it can't be knocked prone. It does. I do like this special rule. This is probably the best special rule that it has in terms of balance. When it's at 3 or more wounds, it moves normally. As soon as it hits 2, its half value is reduced by 3, so it only moves 3 inches.
Yeah.
The half value, its move value is reduced by 3. And when it only has a single wound, it can't move at all. So it does. It kind of tries to make it make a bit more sense that these guys are carrying it, and when there's only 2 of them, he's struggling real hard. But there's one. It's fucking Atlas holding up the world. He can't move at all.
Not fucking happening, boy.
Yeah. So I do like that it's not, he just moves normally all the time. That there's this one dude just fucking sprinting underneath. Yeah. Shooting attacks hit it on a 1 to 4 and hit him on a 5+, which actually is probably
beneficial.
also another weakness for it, because you want to shoot the palanquin, because you want to take it out as quickly as possible. It's got those 6 wounds, but it's only D6, so your strength 3 bows 5s, which is really nice.
No, still 6s.
Oh, sorry, 6s. Sorry, strength 4 bows is 5s. Sorry, yes.
Girian's gonna have a field day.
Girian will love it. Fucking the Beornings.
The Beornings.
Crossbows will love it. Yeah, no, very, very nice. So that's a good benefit that it has there as well, to be able to deal with it. But when he dismounts, he has his remaining wounds turn into black dragons.
Now this is a big thing. They don't count towards his fucking warband.
No, they're not part of his warband. So you can suddenly have what's that? Because he's a hero of legend, so it's 18, 24 warband, which is the same as Sauron can have.
Would you want to dismount him? Probably not. But at the same time, if you need 6 extra troops, you just say, fuck it. Let's
Especially
go.
toward the end of the game. Like if you're on like 4 or 5 wounds or something on that thing towards the end of the game, and you've got a center objective that you're like, oh, I need to double you on this. Okay, I'll dismount.
Yeah.
Suddenly you've got so many more models there that count towards that, and fuck me. But what I do really like is he doesn't use the characteristics of the palanquin. He always uses his own.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get, fucking 6 wounds and but all that kind of shit. And he can't use special strikes. The extra strikes he gets can't use special strikes. So he gets the strikes to the remaining wounds
on the so potentially 9 strikes, but 3 of them
it's always
are the Dragon Emperors.
Yeah,
and
3
the other
from
6
him. 3 from him are always first, and then equal to the wounds remaining is after. They're only strength 3. They're not affected. Like if it was like the whole model had fucking 9 attacks, and then you suddenly went, oh, I'm gonna enchanted blades or blade wrath it. Oh, is that 9 attacks with strength 10 or whatever the fuck?
Yourself.
Yeah. No, thankfully that is not the case. It's still 3 attacks with strength 6 or strength 10 or whatever the fuck you do with blade wrath, but suddenly it's not the entire fucking 9 attacks.
3 attacks with strength 10 and then 6 attacks at strength 3.
It's still very fucked. Still fucked. Yeah, the fact that it's got that many attacks is still fucked. But it's not. It strikes at the end. It's not attacks on the charge and shit like that. So that's another really good thing. It doesn't have fucking like monstrous charge or anything. But it can't be knocked prone.
Yeah, can't be knocked prone. Can only be knocked prone by a direct hit from a siege weapon.
Yes, direct hit.
Yeah.
So no scatters. Direct hit from the siege engine will.
So you can might it, which is cool.
Yep, that's true. If you've got siege engines, you're targeting him. That's for fucking sure.
Oh yeah.
And then using any mice you've got to fucking make that boy go prone, that would be insanely good. Worth the weight in gold on that siege engine. And can't be affected by hurl, barge, magical powers, sorcerer's blast, all that kind of stuff. Don't move it. Although that doesn't say that it can't be knocked prone. So I guess it doesn't matter if you've got like Nature's Wrath or Wrath the Bruin in the game as well, I guess. So that kind of sucks. But could be moving it with, say, what is it? Eldamar Magical or
Eldergalar Galadriel.
Yeah, all of that kind of stuff. Moving him away is a very handy thing because he does give buffs nearby, but it's still a really long range. So even if
12-inch banner, fucking 6-inch for +1 fight.
Yeah, so the big
He's
thing is,
still
yeah,
hanging
it's
around.
a 12-inch banner.
Yeah.
It
Fucking
counts as a
hell.
banner. So for VPs, it counts as the banner. But he doesn't get the negative because it's attached to the palanquin, not him.
Dumb. Holy fuck.
And then within 6 inches of him, that anyone that can draw line of sight to it gets +1 fight. +1 fight on a fight 4 model. You suddenly fight 5 black dragons.
Kill me.
Yeah.
And especially with the Legendary Legion.
Oh.
Fuck it.
Yeah. So yeah. It's surprising how undercosted it is. It's very surprising how undercosted it is. But yeah, it's still a, oh my god, scary model to be on the board for sure.
Yeah. And you ask why I bought 2 Wind Lancers.
Yeah, to fuck this guy up for sure.
To fuck you. Because we're going to be seeing a lot of this bad boy. Yeah. Well, I say that.
Well, he's very expensive. He's $200, and we'll be seeing a lot of him from people who already have it.
There's only one Eastling player so far that I know is buying it, and that's Riley. The others are like,
he's getting it.
Oh, that's pricey.
I still think he'll appear because, like, if you've already got an Easterling army, investing another 200 points to make it brutal like that, I'd do it. Yeah, it's
fucking bonkers.
Absolutely ridiculous model to paint as well. He's fucking huge. He's on a 60mm base, which I thought would be bigger.
Yeah, I was half expecting a base similar to
like the Cave Drake or
the Iron Hills Chariot or something along those lines.
Like a big oval boy.
60mm base, baby.
Yeah, the oval boy actually might have made him worse though, because you can kind of go, oh, I need a longer range on my thing. Yeah. So yeah, 60mm though, it's a lot easier to move around your lines than that fucking big oval boy. So yeah, he's going to be
nasty,
a nasty boy.
But I think this will be similar to the good old Iron Hills getting Shield Wall, where everyone kind of lost their shit. I definitely want to see him on the table before I make any major judgments on him.
Because
he might end up being fucking trash.
Yeah, shooting is going to end him. Though I did come up with a very dumb list that I'm not going to say out loud because I don't want to see it on the fucking table. But it's that list that I sent you, Sean. Yeah, no, not it. Very, very good. But yeah, we'll have to see what it actually ends up like on the table for sure. Yes. Oh my god, resistant to magic.
Disgusting.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for this profile review. It may have gone on a lot longer than we thought.
Oh yeah, I think we definitely rambled, but we do love enough. Yeah, we're not tabletop ramblings. We're just profile ramblings.
Profile ramblings, man.
Also, shout out to Tabletop Ramblings face review the other day.
Face reveal.
Face reveal, yeah.
Well, so you said face review, like he's taking other people's faces and going, I don't know if I like that one. That's a D tier face
review. No, shout out. So it is confirmed that you and me are not the left and right hand of Tabletop Ramblings.
Well, the actor that we hired was very convincing. Yeah,
he was very convincing.
All right, guys. Thanks a heap for watching. And we'll see you in our Legendary Legion review.
Is it going to go up the same day?
Maybe. Yes. Well, we'll be in the same shirts, so.
Yeah, true.
All right, guys. Catch you later. Also, real quick, I know it's very end of the video. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Bye. Why did you put the picture up?
Because we're the bad boys of SBG.